Underweight seal pups rescued along coasts in unusual surge. Experts warn, abnormal numbers may signal shifts in marine environment. In an alarming trend that has concerned both wildlife specialists and coastal communities, an unusually high number of underweight and exhausted seal pups have been rescued along multiple coastlines over the past 2 months. Marine experts say the spike is far beyond seasonal fluctuations, raising growing fears that changes in ocean conditions may be disrupting the food supply on which young seals depend. From northern Hokkaido to remote parts of the Pacific coast, dozens of weakened pups, some barely clinging to life, have been found stranded on beaches, unable to return to the open sea. Wildlife organizations and local authorities have mobilized emergency teams to stabilize the animals, but the scale of the problem has stretched rescue facilities close to their limits. This is not normal, said Dr. Naomi Sato, a marine ecologist with the Japan Marine Mammal Research Institute. Every year we rescue a handful of malnourished pups, usually due to storms or isolated incidents. But what we're seeing now, numbers this high, across so many regions simultaneously, suggests something is happening at the ecosystem level. It's a signal we can't afford to ignore. A planet-wide pattern begins to emerge. Although the current wave of rescues has drawn particular attention in Japan, similar reports have begun surfacing from wildlife centers in South Korea, Russia's Far East, and even Alaska. Each region has recorded higher than average cases of starving pups washing ashore, sometimes appearing extremely emaciated, with visible ribs and low muscle mass. Seal pups normally stay with their mothers for several weeks, feeding on rich milk and gradually developing the strength needed to swim long distances in search of fish. When they are found in such weakened states, it often means they have become separated early or that the mothers themselves are struggling to find enough food. Dr. Sato explains that the health of seal pups can act as a sensitive indicator of marine stability. Seals are top predators. When the base of the food chain becomes unstable, plankton levels changing, fish migrating, water temperatures rising, they feel it first. And mothers with young pups feel it the most. What worries scientists is not only the quantity of stranded pups, but the consistency of their condition, extreme thinness, dehydration, and no signs of injuries. This points away from acute events like storms and more toward chronic environmental pressures. Rescuers working against time. At the Hokkaido Coastal Wildlife Rescue Center, veterinarians and volunteers have been working around the clock since early October as the number of incoming pups doubled, then tripled. On one particularly intense weekend, the center received 19 seal pups, more than they typically see in an entire month. It's heartbreaking, said volunteer caretaker Rina Matsu. Some pups arrive so weak they can't even lift their heads. We warm them with blankets, hydrate them, and feed them formula specially made for marine mammals. But some are simply too malnourished, and their organs start to shut down. Matsu recalls one pup, a female estimated to be just 3 weeks old, that was found curled up near a fishing port. She was little more than skin and bones, weighing half the normal weight for her age. Although the team tried tirelessly to rehabilitate her, she died within 2 days. We lost her, and it crushed us, Matsu said. But it also made us more determined. Every pup we save is a victory. Rescue teams across the region say they have begun rationing certain supplies, such as specialized fish-based formula, as stocks run low. What's behind the sudden surge? Marine biologists are pursuing several possible explanations for the unprecedented rise in underweight seal pups. 1. Declining fish stocks. Anchovies, sardines, and small fish that seals typically feed on have been reported decreasing in certain coastal zones. Warmer ocean temperatures have pushed some species further north or into deeper waters, making them harder for seals to catch. Mother seals need dense, predictable fish populations, noted Drive. Sato. If they have to travel farther to hunt, they spend more energy and may return later or with less milk for their pups. 2. Ocean temperature shifts. Japan's meteorological agency recently confirmed that coastal sea surface temperatures in several regions were 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above average during key breeding months. Even slight temperature increases can cause ripple effects across the marine food web. This is possibly a climate signal, said Dr. Hiroshi Murakami, an oceanographer. We've observed earlier phytoplankton blooms this year, which may disrupt the timing of the food chain. If the entire schedule of marine productivity shifts, predators like seals may struggle to adapt quickly. 3. Increased human activity. Coastal development, shipping, and fishing activities have continued to intensify. Noise pollution from ships may disrupt communication between mother seals and pups, while accidental entanglement in fishing gear remains a constant threat. While no widespread incidents of entanglement have been reported in this current surge, researchers warn that cumulative disturbances could weaken an already fragile population. 4. Disease and parasites. Some pups have shown signs of parasite infections, though no specific epidemic has been identified. Warmer waters can accelerate parasite growth, potentially compounding the issue. Right now, nothing points to a single cause. Drive. Sato explained. It's likely a combination. Environmental stress layered on top of ecological imbalance. Local communities step in. Across affected areas, local residents have joined rescue efforts, turning beaches into ad hoc monitoring zones. Fishermen, surfers, and hikers have become the first line of reporting, calling hotlines whenever they spot a pup in distress. In Kushiro, a group of fishermen created a makeshift shelter to temporarily house weak pups until official responders could arrive. When you see a living creature struggling like that, you can't just walk away, said fisherman Takumi Yamada. We grew up with the sea. Helping these animals feels like helping the ocean itself. Children from a nearby elementary school even started a small fundraiser to help buy supplies for the local marine rescue center. Their handwritten poster reads, "Let's save the baby seals. The race to treat, rehabilitate, and release." Rehabilitation is a delicate process that can take weeks or even months. Pups are initially fed liquid formula, then slowly transition to softened fish, and finally to whole fish once the digestive systems and strength recover. Caretakers must also ensure the seals develop essential survival skills before release. We don't want them to become dependent on humans, said project coordinator Aiko Tanaka. It's a balance. They need enough human care to survive, but not so much that they lose their natural instincts. Large saltwater pools allow recovering pups to practice diving and hunting behaviors in a controlled environment. Some pups quickly regain their instincts, others struggle. Each pup is different, Tanaka said. Some were separated very early and missed critical learning stages. Those are the ones we worry about most. Long-term warnings from scientists. A growing number of marine biologists warn that unless the underlying environmental problems are addressed, rescue operations alone will not be enough. We can keep saving pups, but if the systemic issue is the collapse or migration of fish stocks, then the next generation of seals will face the same struggle, said Dr. Murakami. The ocean is telling us something is off. We should listen. A recent study from the University of Hokkaido indicates a long-term decline in zooplankton, the microscopic organisms that form the foundation of the marine food chain. This decline may be impacting fish populations in ways that ultimately affect seals and other predators. Dr. Sato emphasizes that the public must not view the seal pup rescue surge as an isolated wildlife story. This is an environmental story, a food chain story, and ultimately, it becomes a human story. Because what impacts the ocean eventually impacts us, economically, ecologically, and socially. Government response. Still slow, critics say. So far, the national response has consisted mainly of monitoring and modest financial support for rescue centers. Some lawmakers have begun calling for a more comprehensive marine conservation plan, including expanded research on fish stock migration, stricter protections for coastal breeding zones, increased limits on industrial fishing in sensitive areas, funding for long-term monitoring of seal populations. Environmental advocates argue that action has been too slow. We've been warning about ecosystem imbalance for years, said Kaori Ishikawa, spokesperson for Marine Life Japan. Now, we're seeing the consequences in real time. The government must treat this as an urgent matter. Looking ahead, fragile hope. Despite the challenges, many rescued pups are making strong recoveries. At the Kushiro facility, 4 pups rescued earlier in the season have already been released. Videos captured them sliding into the waves, hesitating only for a moment before swimming confidently toward the open water. They were ready, Matsu said, smiling. Watching them swim away, that's the hope we hold on to. Researchers and rescuers alike emphasize that public awareness and timely reporting make a crucial difference. They urge anyone who encounters a seal pup on a beach to keep a safe distance and contact authorities immediately. People often worry the pup is alone, said Tanaka. But sometimes the mother is just offshore. So please, don't touch or feed it, just let experts handle it. For now, the situation remains precarious. The number of stranded pups may continue to rise as the breeding season progresses. Marine scientists plan to intensify monitoring efforts, hoping to better understand the forces driving the surge. But one thing is clear, the health of seal pups has become a warning beacon, one that sheds light on the broader health of the oceans surrounding Japan and beyond. This is a moment of reckoning, drive. Sato concluded. If the ocean is changing faster than its creatures can adapt, then we must decide how seriously we take that message. The seals are speaking through their struggle. It's time we listen.